I've got another webcam review for you. This time it's the Amcrest AWC201-B. Comes in a nice little box. Yes, it's another Amcrest camera, retailing at £27.99 on Amazon, and boasts a 1/3 inch CMOS image sensor, 1080p Full HD at 30 frames per second, a 3.6mm lens, 70 degrees field of view, although we'll come back to that, high sensitivity mic, USB 2 plug and play, and a 5.5 foot cable. Now, a quick update from my previous video. The Amcrest AWC195-B has been my go-to camera for everything from work conference calls to open mic recordings, mainly due to it being a quick and very convenient setup and the video quality being really good. Occasional glitches here and there, but otherwise I'm really happy with it, and in fact, as you can tell, I'm using it now. I was invited to review the AWC201-B, which I'm guessing is from the same series, but with it being 201 rather than 195, and therefore 6 higher, it must be 6 better, right? Well, I've already got it plugged in and configured in OBS, the platform that almost everybody's using for streaming these days, and it's sitting right next to the AWC195-B. So let's take a look. You can, I'm sure, immediately see the difference. It's got a much wider field of view with an almost fisheye curvature to the outer edges of the video, making curves clearly visible where there's straight lines such as doors or shelves. Now, from video calls I've been on, it seems fairly commonplace that other people's cameras have got a little bit of this, but I don't think I've ever seen it quite to this extent. That said, this is the full range of the video. Often you'll see it cropped and zoomed in a little bit. From the Amazon website, it says this USB webcam comes with enhanced capability utilizing the CMOS 1/3 of an inch image sensor, wide 70-degree viewing angle, no optical distortion. Whereas the 195-B says it comes with 90 degrees viewing angle. Now, I've had my protractor out and actually measured this, and it actually comes out at being around about 140 degrees all the way around, whereas the other camera is 90 degrees around here, which actually does match the specifications. So I'm wondering actually if there's maybe I don't know, some kind of error in the specification, or I've got a special camera, just don't know. But the bottom line is the image quality is excellent. Both of the cameras I've set to their default settings. I quite like the contrast on this one. If I switch back to the 195-B, you can see it's a little bit washed out and possibly even just a little bit noisier inside the cupboard there. In fact, we can take a look at the cameras both side by side. There we are. I prefer the colouring, I think, of the 201-B. I'm naturally quite pale, but my jumper is a fairly dark green colour, which comes out a little bit more accurately, as well as the blue wall behind me. Now, the difference in height of the video image isn't as pronounced as the which, so if I'm playing my ukulele, you can see a little bit more of it, as you can see here. You can see the base of it. I've obviously angled the cameras so both of them are pretty much getting to the top of my head. I think this camera really comes into its own where there's a larger space to capture, or indeed more people who want to be in shot. By the magic of technology, or at least the pause button, I've turned the cameras around to the other side of my little man cave, and you can see what I mean. The AWC201-B is perfect for capturing a room, and I really do like it. Compare that with the AWC195, and there's not quite as much there. A quick check of the microphones now. So here's the base level, what the AWC195-B sounds like, and the AWC201-B is, I think, just as hissy, but just seems a little bit more muffled, or indeed less squawky, one might say. Much like its cousin, which I'm using now, the AWC201-B has a little convenient hinge mounting bracket to go on pretty much any monitor, and a little hole underneath to mount on a tripod, which is very convenient. As you can see, a little white light comes on both sides when the camera is live. It's not bright enough to illuminate the subject, but a good indicator that it's on. However, when it's not activated, you can't tell if it's plugged in. I quite like the red light on the AWC195-B that comes on to indicate whether it's on standby, although I can understand why that too could be misleading. So let's go very quickly through the pros and cons then. Pros: the image quality is excellent. The angle is much wider and great for capturing rooms. I do like the colour balance and sharpness. And as for the cons, well, the outer extents of the image are rather curved, which is more noticeable when there are straight vertical edges in shot. And like the AWC195-B and many cameras at this price point, it has a fixed focus, albeit with a reasonably good amount of focal depth. In short, this is an excellent camera for online video calls, especially if you want to capture more than just what's right in front of the camera. It's got a great image even if you do crop it down, and I will definitely make good use of it when I'm doing open mic performances, especially when it's pointing that way. Thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions, please do stick them in the comments.